Well, good morning. Good morning. How are we doing? Oh my God. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning, Wisco Gal. My count has not caught up with the people in the chat, so I'm trying to make sure I say good morning. Yesterday we were on yesterday evening, yesterday afternoon, I repotted some plants. So I did that after my appointment. I potted some plants who went on the TikToks. Hi, Wisco Gal. Hi, Bree. Hi, Wit, Ghostface, Chantel. And we were talking about, oh my God, we were talking about everything, but we were talking about catechism. Hi, keeping it real. And I'm sorry. Good morning, sister. I said, hi, keeping it real. Good morning, sister. So I remember yesterday I was talking about how Pope Francis eradicated um, child abusers or pedophiles in the Catholic Church. So last night, something was bugging me because there was this big conflict. I remember that. So I went and I started looking. And good morning, Crafting with Amanda. Yes, I am keeping up with Lisa shenanigans, and we're going to talk about that too. Hi, my daddy disappointment. I'm sorry, Daddy's discharge. How are you? No, good morning, Daddy. How are you? Yeah, so we were talking about, you know, what do you need to do your first communion? How many orders are there within the Catholic Church? And I'm going to do that. And I want you guys to really watch the conclave because I'm going to recap the conclave, or we can have a panel discussion because it really shows you how it says that state and church should be separated, but there's a lot of politics within the church itself. There's a lot of politics in picking a new pope. So, fight like a girl. Good morning. So, we're going to discuss that. But when I was talking about Pope Francis and all the changes he made, well, he went to Chile back in 2018. And just to let you know that his body has now been moved to St. Peter's Basilica, where the public is able to go view the body. And his services will be on Saturday. And then he will be moved to his final resting place. So that's going on right now. I was watching that a few minutes ago. And when Pope Francis went to Chile in 2018, he was really good friends with a bishop by the name of Juan Barres. Barres. Good morning, Bambi. Hi, good morning. He was really good friends with Juan Barres. Okay. Um, he had he was sanctioned by Fernando, what's his name? Reverend Fernando uh Kiradima. Hold on, Kiradima. He was sanctioned by him, okay? And they're saying that Fernando covered up all of Juan Borges's crimes. Well, at that time, he was known as, how do I say it? One of the most prolific pedophiles in Chile. This is a priest, okay? So when Pope Francis went there, he took up for him. He said he didn't believe any of it. They had been really, really good friends. He just took up for this pedo. When he got back on the plane, the reporters were drilling him about his stance on Juan Burroughs. Then he commissioned a sexual abuse committee, and they found that he had been very abusive, very abusive. He had many victims. So when that happened, he eradicated him. He got him out of there. And with that sex abuse commission, he went through, they set up best practices and everything else. But once it was found out about all these priests that had been moved from parish to parish to cover up all of their molestation, he started eradicating them from the Catholic Church. He started getting rid, and then he went so far as apologizing to all the victims. So, with that being said, I was sent a letter in my email, and I found it very disheartening. So, the letter states, starting when I was 7 years old, I was sexually abused by a priest at my Catholic school. The drama has impacted me to this day, and I'm only one of countless victims I've met since joining the survivors network of those abused by priests. While my abuse occurred decades ago, survivors today are being failed by the system that shields abusers, protects secrecy, and refuses to fully cooperate with law enforcement. Pope Francis himself covered up sexual crimes in Argentina, becoming Pope, and failed to use his authority to eradicate abuse within the church. The bishops of the world, including the 135 cardinals who would choose the next pope, collectively possess knowledge of thousands of abusive priests still serving in parishes and schools. We must demand a true zero tolerance policy, which means removing these offenders immediately and holding bishops accountable for keeping them in ministry. If we fail, rapists and pedophiles will continue to be protected and employed by the church, while children like me will spend the rest of our lives trying to survive the trauma of their abuse. That hit hard. That hit really, really hard. So, like I said, in 2018, he did this commission. He actually credited the journalists that were on the plane with him for bringing this to his attention. And in an interview he did in 2023, he said it was like a time bomb that went off when he saw the corruption of many bishops in this. He went so far as to eradicate Cardinal Theodore McCarrick because he groped a teenage altar boy in 1970s. Within this commission, there were several former and still active Sumerians and priests that were reported that had been abused or harassed by McCarrick and a few other clergymen. And he said that one of the representatives in the commission said that it was apparent common knowledge that Sumerians slept with altar boys in the church. And I was like, really? It's common knowledge? So he removed McCarrick. McCarrick went on trial. there's an 11-page document that I'm trying to find, and I will find it. Trust and believe me, I will find it. But this investigation went on for over 2 years. And within this investigation, McCarrick and other cardinals and popes over 3 decades had played down or dismissed multiple reports of sexual misconduct against him. The report largely spared Francis and instead found that what's his name? Vigano had failed in monitoring McCarrick while he was a U.S. ambassador. They knew McCarrick was a pedophile. They put somebody with them to monitor him. And he still kept doing it. So with the fact that when McCarrick died, he died before he went on trial. Well, he was set to go to trial. Francis excommunicated Wagner. He had to go. He had to go. So he did started holding the Catholic Church accountable for all these actions. I remember hearing this, and I remember he was doing radical things, and he was cooperating with investigations and everything. So we would get into all of that, but I just wanted to put that out there. And then yesterday, there was something else that we were discussing, and I wanted to know how many states had parishes. Now, at one point, I thought Massachusetts did, but it's only the state of Louisiana that has parishes. There are no counties in the state of Louisiana. There are 64 parishes in the state of Louisiana. And the reason why they kept the parishes, because when it was a French and Spanish colonial, when they moved into the United States, they kept it for historical records. Louisiana is the only state that doesn't have counties. Everywhere else has counties. Louisiana is the only state that has parishes. Good morning, Muggsy. So we were talking about all kind of stuff on the TikToks yesterday, and Chantel wanted to talk about gaming. I had no idea what she was talking about. Chantel, I hope you're feeling better today. I hope you're feeling I hope you're feeling better, and monitor yourself and don't overdo it, okay? Don't do that. But I want to talk about Shannon Sharpe. Mr. Shannon Sharpe. Well, Shannon Sharpe, I dropped a couple of little shorts, has been accused of R. Shannon Sharpe is saying that Tony Bugsby is going after, he has a history of going after black men. The only black men I know he's gone after is Jay-Z and Diddy. And now you. Okay? Because undoubtedly the accuser is using Tony Bugsby. I'm relaxing, don't want no more phone calls from a nurse. Good. So now this woman who said he raped her had also sent him sexually explicit messages. And, some of them she wanted him to put a dog collar on her. She said in the text message on June 14th of 2024, she told Shannon Sharpe, "I want to be abused, Daddy." She's an OnlyFans model, may I add. Okay. She says, "I want to be abused, Daddy." On July 6th, she told him, "I want you to tie me up like this and abuse me, Daddy." Now, we remember last year a videotape. Shannon Sharpe said he accidentally recorded him in the act with some woman. And you can hear him slapping her in the ass and talking, give it to me, give it. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? You know. So she also tells him that she wanted him to use handcuffs on her. She told him that she wanted some hardcore BDSM action, bondage discipline. And this was texted to him in January of 2024. So there are some from this year as well, in 2025. So, and this is the same day that she's a legend. So January 2nd, 2025, she sent more text messages. But this is the part where this is when she says that she was awed by Shannon Sharpe. Now, let me just say this. Just because she sent these messages doesn't mean she wasn't awed. Okay? Doesn't mean it didn't happen. It may have been consensual at some times, but maybe on this day it wasn't. There's a video of him, and I uploaded it, telling her that he was going to choke the fuck out of her. And she's saying she doesn't want to be choked. And he's telling her she has no choice. It's not up to her. So let me say this again. Just because they had a consensual relationship doesn't mean on that day she said yes. She could have said no, but he did what he did. So again, prostitutes can be raped. Just because they sell it don't mean they can't be sexually assaulted. That's where people get this mixed up at. This is where people get things mixed up at. Yes, at one point, it is consensual. So, she sent another message saying, on January 2nd, it's the one where she confronted him about the alleged assault in the text message. Okay? So, she sent another message after that saying, I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my ASS. Okay? You didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. Okay? So here's what she said. Again, honestly, he could have said that in a dominant role. BDSM doesn't translate at all in text messages. Here's what she said to him on January 2nd. I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my ass. And you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. She also said, I don't know how to process this. He then replied to her, can I call you later? She's telling this man he sexually abused her. No means no, Shannon. She says, I don't know how to process this. He asks, can he call her later? Wait a minute. She just told you that you assaulted her. She's crying. She doesn't know how to process this. And you say, can I call you later? So, what they were trying to do was embarrass this woman because of the other messages she sent to him saying that they had a consensual relationship. Yes, they did. But no means no. He went in her anus without her permission. See, Mwit, so that sounds like she didn't want it. She didn't want it in that specific place. Okay, but she said no. She didn't want it in her ass. She said no. She said no. That's all he needed to hear was no. But he still did it. So that is a sexual assault. It's a sexual assault. It's a sexual assault. She said no. And the bad thing is she texted it to him. And the only thing he can say is, can I call you later? Now, she did ask him way back in 2024 to put a dog collar around her neck and tie me up and do bad things to me. She did say that. But in January 2nd, 2025, she said no. Technically, yeah. So Shannon released a statement, and I have it, but I'm going to play it right now. I uploaded it. Yep, I understand what you're saying, Mwit. I understand what you're saying. I really do. I understand what you're saying. But when she put this in a text message to him and his dumbass releases it.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened.
You're lying. You have it. You have it. You have it. Because you were laughing about it on IG. You have it.
And you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation. And now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
But why would she write these text messages to you and then you say, can I call you later? Did you not hear when she said she's crying, or did you not read that part? She's crying. She doesn't know how to process this. No means no, Shannon. She's not saying the other times you were together, it wasn't consensual. It's not what she's saying. And everybody thought you were gay, Shannon. Everybody thought you were gay. But, okay.
Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this
His lawyers did a good job with that statement. They really did.
is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do.
Okay, Shannon. That was his statement. Then we have Terrence Howard, who was on TikTok saying that he's going to expose all of the nasty dealings and all of the sexual um um how did he word it, exploitation that is done in Hollywood. He said he's lost a lot of roles because he would lose his manhood, and he has proof of it. The only thing I can say is, Terrence, honey, get some bodyguards, make sure you're safe. Don't take a drink from nobody. Don't have a sudden heart attack. Don't get pneumonia, but you have a clean life because you eat clean. I'm just telling you, protect yourself at all costs because they don't want you coming out with the truth. So the fact that she's an OnlyFans model, does that make her a bad person? Does that make her less than because she's an OnlyFans model? Does that make her less than? This shit, $50 million he's being sued for. $50 million. Now, what I want to know, and here is the lawsuit. Hold on, I got to put it on another page. Hold on. I got to put it on another page. Let me make it so I can read it. Make sure that you guys can read it at least. Okay. Let me move it to this tab over here. All right. Here is the lawsuit. Yep, and they do nasty things. They do. Here is the lawsuit. Jane Doe, which he put her name out. Okay? He put her name out. She filed under Jane Doe. Now, why would you put her name out, Shannon? Because undoubtedly the courts accepted the lawsuit under Jane Doe. Why would he do that? I'm going to make it a little bigger. Can you guys see that? 110. Jane Doe. Jane Doe. Bugsby is representing her. A woman can say yes to consensual sexual relations with a man 99 times. But when she says no, even once, that means no. Defendant Shannon Sharpe, a man who is accustomed to getting what he wants, completely fails to understand this basic concept. After many months of manipulating and controlling plaintiff, which is what he was doing, yep, $50 million, girl, but she gonna file under Jane Doe. Okay, so he was manipulating her for months. Same thing Chris Brown did with a couple of his victims. And then once he figured he had them, where he wanted them, he changed his number and stopped talking to them. Okay? A woman more than 30 years younger than he had repeatedly threatened to bully, brutally choke, and violently slap her. Sharpe refused to accept the answer no and raped plaintiff despite her sobbing and repeated screams of no. Now, I have that video. It's on my shorts where she tells him no. He said he will choke her. Hold Hold on. I'm going to stop this for a second. Going to stop it. I want to share this with you. This is him. Oh, this is him. This is the recording. Hi, Lady Red. Good morning. Here is the recording. This is from TMZ.
Just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
oh Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you.
So she said, I don't want to be choked. He said, yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter. Again, it's normal to cry and beg when you're fully enjoying. That's the whole point of submitting. Okay. Okay. I don't scream and cry when submitting, but okay. All right, Wendy. So she said, he repeatedly threatening to brutally choke and violently slap her. Sharpe refused to accept the answer no and R the plaintiff, despite her sobbing and repeated screams of no. Defendant Sharpe is 56-year-old ex-NFL player. He claims to be one of the most whatever. She's in her early 20s. He met her in 2023. They said over the next, let me see. He met her in 2023. Oh, I got a message. Doe had noticed Sharpe watching her during her workouts. At this time, Doe was just 19 years old. At the time, she did not know who he was, only that he was another older man ogling her at the gym. Doe could tell Sharpe was much older than her. She found him physically intimidating, but yet you still had a relationship with him. Eventually, he introduced himself. At his determined insistence, she gave him her number. I don't care how much a man can sit there and ask me for my number. I'm not going to give it. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of stuff in here which could have said just saying no and being no. She could have just went to the front desk and said he was bothering her. Okay? But undoubtedly, she wanted to talk to him. I'm just saying. You can say yes 99% of the time, but that 1% when you say no, no is no. Over the next couple of weeks, Sharpe insistently pursued plaintiff. He constantly approached her at the gym, attempted to contact her frequently with phone calls and text messages, asking to meet up. Unwilling to take no for an answer. At this time, I would have changed my number and changed my gym. Okay? At this point, I would have changed my number and changed my gym, or just told him, stay the fuck away from me. Plaintiff gave in and agreed to meet with Sharpe outside of the gym. However, before doing so, Sharpe demanded that Doe sign a non-disclosure agreement, something the plaintiff found a bit concerning. She wondered why Sharpe was so insistent on her signing an NDA. She refused. Despite his repeated efforts to get her to sign, she refused time and time again. Eventually, he dropped the issue and invited her to his house. Most partners do have a safe word. So, he invited her to her house. She went. And they're stating right here, what followed was the beginning of a rocky, consensual relationship that lasted nearly 2 years. Remember, she met him when she was 19, 21. The relationship was very unequal. Sharpe is more than 30 years older. That don't mean shit these days. Considerably wealthier, is physically much larger and stronger. Sharpe is famous and has power. Plaintiff and Sharpe saw each other on his terms and on his schedule as often as 4 times a week. Over time, plaintiff began to see Sharpe's true nature. She found him to be dishonest about his whereabouts. So, was it a consensual sexual relationship or was it a relationship? Let me go back and see what he said. He said a rocky consensual relationship. Okay, he didn't say sexual. Okay, just want to make sure. The plaintiff began, let me see. He would lie about seeing other women. Oh, that's a red flag right there. It could be that you're just a scorned woman, while insisting to her that she and he were exclusive. He often manipulated her, at times being sweet and loving to get what he wanted, and at other times being angry and aggressive to achieve his goals. This is the woman that's on that video that was leaked, that he accidentally recorded on IG and didn't realize his phone was recording. Get the fuck out of here. And that was, he did that after everybody was accusing him of being gay. It was convenient. He accidentally recorded this. She discovered over time that Sharpe was extremely emotional and possessed an uncontrollable temper. He displayed characteristics of being a true narcissist, Bambi. I got to watch your live from this morning. He wielded his power, his influence, and his celebrity to control plaintiff and get exactly what he wanted, whenever he wanted it, all the while jealousy guarding what he considered his for himself. October 2024, Sharpe's behavior had grown progressively worse beyond anything plaintiff had experienced with him before. At this point, he was insistent upon recording their sexual activities, sometimes without her knowledge. Sharpe was also sharing videos with others without her permission or knowledge. Sharpe would repeatedly tell Doe that he wanted to do things that would make no other man want her. By this point, Sharpe was no longer able to credibly maintain that relationship was exclusive. He had at this point accidentally, on purpose to advance his career, went live on Instagram while having sex with another woman. So that wasn't her. It was another woman. I said it was done on purpose. I said it when I heard it. When Drea told me about it. You don't accidentally go live on IG. There is no way you accidentally go live on IG. It's just like you don't accidentally go live on TikTok. You have to do this, you have to do that. No, there's no accidents here. Sharpe flew into fits of anger when plaintiff noted his infidelity to their relationship or called him out about his extraneous activities. What had once been manipulation, control, and intimidation now became something far more dangerous and sinister. Sharpe even figured out how to get into Doe's apartment complex without her permission. Sharpe made it clear that what Doe wanted was of no moment that Sharpe would get what he wanted when he wanted it. That didn't make any sense. In October of 2024, Shannon Sharpe violently sexually assaulted, anally raped plaintiff 2 different times in Las Vegas, Nevada. blatantly ignoring her request for him to stop. He did it again in January. Thank you, Ghostface. He did not. Hi, Jess. Hi, Jess. Good morning. Yep, he didn't accidentally go live. When he came there and he said it was an accident, his phone was blowing up and people, he was a fucking lie. I knew he was lying. Everybody knew that man was lying. He did it on purpose. And that's basically saying, if you don't do what I want, somebody else will. Okay? The plaintiff left Nevada to temporarily escape defendant Shannon Sharpe. She now seeks justice through this action and other means. Plaintiff seeks compensatory and punitive damages in the matter in excess of $50 million. They give his full address where Shannon lives in Nevada. Didn't blink that out, okay? So what she actually, both plaintiff and they reside in Nevada. Factual allegation. Defendant Shannon Sharpe, blah, 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 blah. There is Shannon Sharpe. This. Now, how is he being targeted? So in September of 2024, Sharpe live streamed himself on accident with quotations having sex with a woman. Upon information and belief, he did so on purpose to seek media exposure to attract social media views and attention. No, that's not just what he wanted also. He wanted to teach her a lesson. To live stream himself, he would have to deliberately swipe right on Instagram to activate live feed. And then it'll tell you, if my hair was done, I'll come on and I'll show you. Sharpe claims it was accidental. However, discreetly recording sex without his partner's knowledge is something he is known to do. He did so with the plaintiff herein. So it's not his first time doing this shit. Plaintiff discovered that Sharpe had been secretly recording their sexual encounters without her consent. When she confronted him, he summarily dismissed her concerns, claiming the videos were for his own personal use. That too was a lie. Upon information and belief, Sharpe on multiple occasions shared the recordings with his friends and associates. At one point, he even forced plaintiff to have sex with him while FaceTiming one of his childhood friends named Bucket. Hi, Brian I Cutie. Hi. Bucket. Whenever plaintiff would get up the courage to object to Sharpe's outrageous conduct, which was not often, he would aggressively and angrily put her back in her place. Shannon Sharpe isn't just a sports icon, he's something far worse. He's flawed, narcissistic individual who has spent years using his fame, power, and influence to manipulate, control, subjugate, and violate women. With this suit, plaintiff intends to put an end to this egregious conduct. And that's what they state. He met her in 2023. During their first conversation, Sharpe proposed a challenge, a competition to see who could lean out faster. The prize, if plaintiff won, he would buy her fake tits. Plaintiff was stunned. The implication that she needed or wanted such a thing was widely inappropriate. Hearing it from a stranger, more than 30 years her senior, made it even more disturbing. Here's my problem with this. You, Jane Doe, Gabby, at any time could have changed your number, changed your gym, or notified people that he was bothering you, changed the hours that you worked out at the gym just to get away from him. You could have done all of that. So she says the first night that she was at Sharpe's house, the experience was unlike anything she has dealt with before, disturbing, unsettling, giving him subsequent conduct very. But you were with this man for 2 years. 2 years. So she got to his house. He opened the door with no acknowledgement at his Beverly Glen mansion, okay? He simply turned away from her, opening door, and walked upstairs. Plaintiff hesitated but allowed it. She did not know what else to do or where else to go. When they reached the bedroom, Sharpe pointed to the bed before disappearing into the bathroom and shutting the door behind him. He still had not said a word. Plaintiff sat on the bed, waiting, unsure. What? Instead, he turned off all the lights and laid down on his bed. Plaintiff, uncomfortable and unsure what to do, lay down as well. For roughly 10 minutes, there was nothing but silence. Then, without warning, Sharpe placed his hands on the plaintiff's neck from behind, pressed his erect penis against her body, and said his first words of the night. I knew from the first time I saw you that I was going to fuck you. Let me get this right. You go to his house. He doesn't acknowledge you. The door is still open. He goes upstairs. You decide to follow him. He points to the bed. You sit on it. Again, you sit on it. He goes to the bathroom. He comes out, turns off the lights, and you said he put his hands on your neck from behind. So were you laying on your stomach? Is that what you're saying? They engaged in oral sex. What? Though at some point realized Sharpe was using his phone, he was apparently recording her. Plaintiff could see that he was trying to be discreet, but it was obvious he was doing. She said nothing, scared to confront him for what he might do or say. When it ended, he rolled over and went to sleep. At some point later during the night, Sharpe woke up, grabbed Plaintiff by her for JJ, and began having sex with her. Why the fuck were you still there? Why was she still there? Sharpe woke up roughly at 4 a.m. to shoot a media segment for sports television. He woke Plaintiff up as well and told her she needed to leave, but he informed her that she had to be back by 9 p.m. exactly. Why was she still there? Hi, Mr. Jimenez. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. 2 years. She said over the next year and a half, Plaintiff saw Sharpe at his house as often as 4 times a week. But you were steady going. Summer 2024, Sharpe's control turns abusive. The relationship becomes fearful and non-consensual, but you were still going. That was the summer. You said he violently argued you in October and again in January. Why would you still see this man? That's what I don't understand. This is 14 pages, okay? 14 pages. 14 pages. And she slept. That's what I'm saying. And she slept. I don't know how many of us would go to a man's house unless you had this prearranged that y'all were doing this role play shit. I don't know how many would go over the first time you're going to somebody's house. And that's the first time that you're, girl, please. Okay? Please. Now, if it wasn't for the text messages that you sent him, I would say, okay. But he was manipulating you this whole time until this lawsuit was filed. He was trying to keep you in control. Once you first realized that he was recording you and sharing these recordings with his friends, this lawsuit was filed April 20th, 2025. It was filed electronically. Now, I don't know. Tony Bugsby may have a license to practice in Nevada. He may be able to practice in Nevada. If not, he would have another attorney that's going to represent him with him sitting side chair. But the whole thing, or he can sign with that law firm to be an advisor. But the whole thing is, at what point did you try to get away from this man? At what point? If you were in fear and if this was non-consensual, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get an RO. I'm going to slap him with an RO, and that's publicity he doesn't want. And you could be right, Wendy, but I don't think she wanted these. I don't think they ever thought these texts would be released. Remember, she sent those in January. This was just filed April 20th. Because he was still manipulating and having her under control. I do believe that. She's 21 years old, 22. I do believe he was manipulating her. Hi, Michelle. I really do believe that. And for him to throw her name out there and to say that she was an OnlyFans model to try to shame the victim, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. The court allowed her to file under Jane Doe. They accepted the lawsuit. You just can't file. The judge, the courts have to accept that filing under Jane Doe. But he went and threw her name out there. That is so fucked up. So fucked up. So again, we'll see. We know that Diddy, first day in court is going to be May 5th for his hearing. We know that Lori Daybell was found guilty as shit, which we all knew she was. Grown enough to get it. Exactly. Grown enough to have OnlyFans. Exactly. Anything to make money that you really don't have to actually leave your house and do. Exactly. I'm agreeing with all of that. But his lawyers are the ones that released those text messages. She didn't release those. His lawyers did. I think they didn't see that message in there because they were trying to show that hi, my beautiful habanero, or my handsome habanero, whatever. How are you? Flowers to you. I don't think they realized when they were releasing all of these that there was a message in there that wouldn't look great for Shannon. But the AP Press picked it up. New York Times picked it up. New York Times picked it up. They saw it. So, again, this shit is crazy. Now, somebody asked me about Lisa shenanigans. Jesus Christ. Lisa was busy yesterday. But before then, Lisa was really busy yesterday. I wanted to, I don't think I want to talk about Pope Francis right now. But she was really, really busy yesterday. And y'all think it's bad. So yesterday I'm getting all these text messages that somebody, hi, sup. Everyone know if 90 Day Cara and Guillermo are split. They both have removed their pictures on both their IGs. I think they have split, but I'll double check because we're going to go live tonight. But I think they have split. I really do believe I heard they split, but I'll double check Sunway. So last night, Oh, and by the way, she said she hasn't talked to Kim. She sent Kim a message yesterday at 5:21. I posted it on my TikTok, uh, asking Kim for help. Kim says, well, Kim didn't respond, but like I said yesterday, or I think I said it the day before, I knew Lisa was on her mother's phone because her boss's phone won't have her background for TikTok. Her boss's phone won't have her account for TikTok. Okay? Um okay, so that's what I thought. I heard that. Thank you, Michelle. I knew I heard it. But Michelle said, yes, Sunway, they did split. So she's lying, telling people that she hasn't tried to contact Kim. Okay? She has. And let me tell you what she said. And she's been busted because it is her mother's phone. She says that, hold on, let me get this. She said, hey there. Well, she said, hey, they. She meant there. It's Lisa. This was yesterday. I'm sorry, at 5:01 p.m. Hey there, it's Lisa. You probably don't care, but I can really use a friend right now and some help, Kimmy. I've never been this defeated, and I've never met someone so defeated in my life. I don't know what the fuck she means. My dad just brought my mom's phone over, so I have a way to call and text if you care. Okay? So I had already said that was her mom's phone. All these people believing that that it was her boss's phone and that she really has a job, you need to have your head examined. Also, yesterday I was getting text messages about it's been confirmed that Lisa got money, $300 for some 74-year-old woman and another 100 from someone else on Sunday. Here's what I'm going to say about that. Unless there's proof of these transactions, stop saying it. Frauditor, you should know better. Okay, if you read it in your chat, fine. Don't say it out loud. Ask them for proof for it. Because on Sunday, she went live at least 11 times crying and begging, which nobody really gives a fuck. But if she received $400, and I'm going to agree with Lisa on this one, why is she still crying and begging? Good morning, Heath Wheeler. I know when she would get 15 or 20, she'd go buy a rock and then she'll come back after that high is almost gone, begging for some more money. Yep, she's not at work. She has no job. Frauditors should ask for proof. Stop putting this shit out there. I don't care if they're putting it in your chat. Don't acknowledge it without proof. But she throws shit out there like she's on Flocka. She's this, she's that. Stop throwing shit out there. If you guys want to follow someone, Scam Slam. She has her YouTube channel. She has her TikTok channel. She's very diligent. She speaks directly with, she's been friends with the grandmother for quite some time that has custody of Cole Jr. and Jace. You can't just keep putting shit out there with no proof. And a lot of people go, oh, fraud is, and then here's what I don't understand. You said Lisa was at the DD's at her drug dealer's house. Why in the fuck are you pulling up somebody's criminal history when that's not where she's at all? What does this man's criminal history have to do with Lisa being at his house? You go too fucking far. You go too far. Why would you pull up this man's criminal history? And then I hear it's the wrong damn person. Why would you do that? What does this mean? And then somebody docks the man's name in the chat. And then you repeated it. Talk about your husband's murder case. Talk about him murdering a woman. Talk about that. Talk about your GoFundMe. Talk about the scams that you pulled. Talk about that. Everybody would love to hear it. Don't just say, I've already discussed this. No, I've never heard you discuss it. I've heard you say, oh, well, Lisa, well, that was already explained. No. Why are you looking up someone's criminal history that has nothing to do with TikTok? Why are you looking up someone's criminal history at all? For what? For what? That man is not on TikTok. I don't understand that shit. She had over 1,000 people in that chat. I got a message. I went and looked. I'm like, this shit is ridiculous. Why? Because you believe in everything she says? Half of her information is wrong. Then she always got to come back and correct herself. I don't like it. You put a whole ass addiction on somebody without any proof. Why don't you just stick to what you see her saying and doing? That's it. Stick to what she says and does. You know full damn well she has no job. Why the fuck were people calling that store? Why were you calling the store? Who the fuck's going to hire Lisa? Did you look at her hands? Did you look at her fingernails? Did you look at the black on her lips from the crack pipe? The burns from the crack pipe. Exactly, Bree. Exactly. You put this man out on it. You put this man's name out there. You talked about his criminal history. Then you go, oh, well, it's only like 20 years ago. Who are you to do that shit? Who are you to do that shit? What does that man's criminal history have to do with Lisa? What? Then I see somebody in the chat saying, oh, I'm listening to Allegheny County scanner. Oh, there was a call about that Addie. Really? Really? This is what we're doing now? I don't know. But Lisa was supposed to have to be to work this morning at 8 o'clock. According to her, she slept on the concrete steps, which we know that's not true. She went back to that old man's house this morning so she can charge her phone because, you know, she slept on the steps and she was watching stuff until she fell asleep. Now, if you know you have no way to charge your phone, and if you know that man might not let you back in his home, why would you be watching shit and using up your battery like that, Lisa? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. See, that's the shit she does that I commentate on. I'm not looking in anyone's who house she's at. Why? So she says she had to be to work at 8 o'clock this morning. Somehow or another, she's created a Cash App. They're asking everybody to report the Cash App. And she stayed there. She stayed at that old man's house. Last night she was there talking to people. She was hungry. The old man said clearly in the background, I told you to let me know when you were hungry. I'll fix you something to eat or something like that. He was clearly stating that in the background. And it wasn't muffled. You can hear him say it. He says he gave her water. He was going to feed her. Now she has a Cash App. How much you want to bet she had that old man to create a Cash App? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? But someone said that she was saying that she wasn't safe there. Girl, stop. Stop. She hasn't been live since an hour ago. Hold on a second. Let me I'm gonna share this one with you. She went live an hour. Hold on. And she's back at the old man's house saying that she came back this morning. She woke up late. Now I don't know how could you sleep on a concrete step, but she woke up late. She hasn't taken her medicine. Today is day 4. She hasn't eaten. Okay. And we're supposed to believe all of this. Okay. Like that man is going to let you be at his house and not feed you, knowing that he was going to eat, but he's not going to feed you. That makes no sense, Lisa. And she woke up late. She's supposed to be to work at 8. It's now 8:30. And now she's begging for money for cigarettes, food, and an Uber to get to her job 2 hours, 30 minutes late.
I was lying. I wish I got $40. I wish I got $200. I wish all of it did. But it's not true, unfortunately. That's okay.
Yep, she looked like she slept outside.
It's not fair.
So he's listening to Pope Francis services. You hear it when he's listening to the news. You hear it in the background.
I put the poll up. I got PayPal's Lisa Boo 23X, PayPal, friends and family, or TikTok Lisa R. Either one, PayPal, whatever one you can get to, whatever one you pick and get it to work. Cash App is Lisa RXOOX. It's in the poll, so it's Lisa LISA RXOOX.
See, she has Cash App.
I wouldn't have been able to even sleep last night out there.
And allegedly, I don't know for a fact, she's banned. Her social security number is banned from Cash App. That's why she was always using Kim's her payment apps for Cash App. So she didn't sleep outside
There, but I was so tired. I still am tired, but just not as tired as I was yesterday. I was hoping today went a little bit better than yesterday, but so far no go. And I have Chime L Richard with a 5, the number 5 Chime, and I have Apple Pay. It's all in the poll right there on the left side. 412-224-3088 is the Apple Pay. I need to take my medicine. Bad. Now not only do I have pressure behind my eye, I have a headache too. But couldn't get lucky. Can't get lucky enough though. Trying to let it ride out, I guess. I mean, if nobody cares, literally nobody, not even. Before the burial and the funeral on Saturday. Guys, back to you.
All right, Tom Ramos voice there at the Vatican. Tom, thank you so much. Earlier, Tom reported that when
So, Lisa RXOOX, I got $4 from the last live. 4, just being totally transparent. 4, so actually I'm down to, I don't need 30, I'm down to, I forgot, hold on, I'm down to 26. Sorry, I'm not good at math. Like 26 total. And I can go get something to eat and get the Uber and cigarettes last if I have enough. But to be totally honest, I'll probably buy a single. I need a cigarette really bad. I'll probably at least get a single, if not, if I can't get a pack.
So that man won't
trying to be like completely honest. It's easier that way, but nobody listens. Nobody still believes me, even when I'm being completely honest. And it makes sense. It's proven right in front of your face. They're still like, guys, she's lying. But it's right here. What do you mean? Like, and you go believe somebody who has no proof at all and is lying. Like, literally, like, do you guys understand that they have no access to me anymore? I haven't talked to Kim in like a month and a half. The last phone call was the one you guys heard when she gave me money that day.
And she's, okay, she hasn't talked to her and she didn't give you money. Stop saying that. The lady, Tracy, whatever her name is, I don't know what her name is, I forgot, sent money to Kim's pay apps. You blew up her phone to get that money. She sent 60 Kim kept $6, sent you $53 and some odd cents. And I always thought that was an odd number, but now we know why. She sent you that money that was sent to her apps. Kim also stated anyone that sends any money to her apps from now on, she will donate it to some place in Pennsylvania. She will not give it to Lisa. She also stated that. So stop telling people that Kim gave you money. She gave you the money that was sent to you. And she's warned everybody not to send any money, anything affiliated with her phone number or her name. Don't send it. Good morning, so done. So stop making people think that. And you did text her yesterday. I just read what you said to her yesterday.
And before that, it was like a month. I didn't talk to her. They don't know anything about what's going on. Nothing. So they're making up shit now. And it's wild to me. Wild. Every day. Like, it's not fair. I don't have... Lisa RXOOX Cash App. Lisa R LISARXOOX. The letter O. If I get it, I'll just say your first initial and thank you. I won't say anybody's name. I promise. I didn't. I called out the names, not the names, but the initial, and I said thank you. T for the dollar. Like, you know what I mean? That's it. And I was honest. That's 2 cents. Nobody's name, just the first initial. That's all I can do so that they know. It did something. I don't know what the hell. Sorry, I went to click at it. Like everybody, like people are trying to help, but it's the people who don't have money. Like this guy said, I will get you a hotel room in a second. But I'm on disability. I only get paid on the first, and I'm out of money. I paid all my bills.
Okay, he said that watch on the first, she's going to start bugging the fuck out of this guy.
Fair. My dad and mom do the same thing. So, like, the people that are willing to help and are kind because they've been in situations like this, or they,
Lisa, you put yourself in this situation. Again, you had months. You knew what was going on. When you got evicted from the last place, you kept saying you were going to go to rehab. You were going to get into, you were going to move into a sober living house. You kept saying all of that. People kept sending you money because you weren't going without cigarettes. You needed to get clothes to go. People were sending you money for that, even though your sister Ronnie told them, whenever she's ready to go, I have something packed for her to go. You kept lying. Lying, Lisa. Lying.
No, it's like don't have any money. They don't have any money to help. And then the ones who do are just, they don't know what this is like.
No, because most people pay their bills.
Because they have money.
Most people at the age of 40, Lisa, at the age of 40, has had a job, some type of job or a career. You know what I mean, Lisa? You've never done anything with your life, Lisa. Nothing.
They don't give a shit. They don't know what it's like to walk around and just have nowhere to go. Like, not even a home, nothing, no.
I leave here today or tomorrow.
They don't know, so they don't care. And I didn't do anything on this house one. I didn't. It would have happened regardless. My parents would be where they're at regardless. But like I said, I just kind of got thrown to the side because
Because what, Lisa?
Because it's not their job. I get it.
Your daddy called you a cracked out, drug-headed bitch is what your daddy called you. And they wanted to get away from you. They gave you chance after chance. We heard your mother back in October or November saying she called Bowling Green, and you're lying to her, telling her they hadn't returned your calls, and you did all the paperwork. They gave you a chance to get your life together. Do you blame them for leaving your ass behind? No, I don't. Who wants to have drug dealers coming into wherever they're moving to now? Who wants that? I'm surprised that Frauditor hasn't looked to see where RJ and mom and dad are living.
it, I do, but I just would never do that. I mean, I've had Abby at my house with her stupid boyfriend and put up with a lot of drama and garbage because I would never let any of my kids go. I'd let us all go.
They had you at their house, but Abby got her shit together. And she moved out and left your psycho ass. You can't go to Abby's. You can't go to Nikki's. You can't go to Jess's. You can't go to Ronnie's. My sister is married. If I lost my place and I said I needed to come there, she would be, when will you be here? Do you need any help getting here? Girl, stop.
A one little room before I would ever tell them to go to sleep somewhere on the street. But
you did this to yourself.
Lisa RXOOX is the Cash App. And if anybody could send while it works, I'd appreciate it while I could use this.
And look at them gifting her. This is
Don't listen to anything I say. Praise believe everybody else. My head's starting to hurt way worse.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit. Dude.
And it was proven. People were asking her in the other chat about her saying Cole Jr. Was on life support. She said she never said it. Guess what? That woman sent those text messages that Lisa sent to her, those DMs, and yes, she said it. She said her son, and let me read it. She says, this is my TikTok. It's coming from Lisa. Let me know what you got that money, okay? This is what the lady is telling her. Can I them you something without you putting, I guess you meant, can I tell you something without you putting it out? I need to tell someone. Hold on, I need to tell someone. My dad went back to the hospital last night at 10 p.m., okay? Right. Before we found it, my son, who's 17, overdosed, and he probably will not make it. I messed up bad, honey. I feel like me lying about my dad put out bad shit, and I'm not doing well. Could be just a coincidence, but I don't feel right at all about any of this. And then because of Kim and Reaper putting out all the shit about me and all the lies about me, I have 0 people helping me. I can't get money for a pack of cigarettes, for bus, Spirit to the hospital, bus to see my child, which we know that's a lie. Here it is, right here, which we know it's a lie. Her son was not in the hospital. She forgot which son she told somebody and then told someone else that it was Jace that was on life support. I would never do that to my kids, ever.
A, thank you for the $3. A, I got the $3. A, thank you. Guys, I'm trying. I got PayPal, Cash App, Chime, Apple Pay,
These are actually good things to do. Some of us gathered to celebrate, and I was very honored to present you with the inaugural Spotlight Award for your contributions to the industry. I was honored to have you there. He said a lot of nice things. You always seem to
sucks to be right by the store, like right here, and not be able to get nothing to eat. And the guy that's there, he don't own it, so he can't give me nothing for free. Not that I even asked him, but he offered. He said, I would give you something to eat, honey, but I can't do that.
No, that's not what
he said. I can't lose, my manager position.
That's not what that guy told her yesterday. Hi, sweet potato. Good morning. That guy told her yesterday. I told you to let me know if you wanted something to eat.
I'm like, no, it's fine. I don't expect you to do that,
Then later, a turtle revival special place where endangered sea turtles are getting lush.
Yeah, Lisa RXOOX is Cash App. It's Cash App. Lisa RXOOX Cash App. I'm not feeling good, at all. And yeah, for the one saying that you can't walk to my work and I didn't have to go to the clinic, I had a bottle. Told you that. Took my bottle this morning as soon as I got up. Even though I was outside, I didn't even get to rinse it. Usually you have to put water in it, you know? I have my bottle right here, look. I still got it. Still got it.
It's gone.
I didn't even get to rinse it out with water because I didn't have no water on the city steps. But I took it this morning. That's my bottle. My privilege for being clean. Mine.
Girl, you can still stop saying that, okay? You can still piss dirty and get a bottle. Stop it. That doesn't mean you're clean. We see your fingernails. We see your fingers. We see the burnt pipe marks on your lips. That does not mean you are clean. Stop telling people that because it's not true.
Mine.
Super Serum Body Wash. Why does Special K have 10 grams of protein?
And I'm proud of it. I don't care who doesn't believe it or whatever. I'm proud of it. And it helps not having to go even that one day because it helps with my anxiety. It does. Because I worry about how I'm going to get places and stuff.
They're going to give you the bottle. They're going to give you the bottle because they don't want you. You are addicted to methadone. If you're going to go to rehab, you need to be able to get off of methadone. You're saying one day you said that you shot heroin. One time before you said you never used heroin, but you tried it because you were trying to get Big Cole back when he left you for your best friend. But you said that you were only doing 30 days, but you've been on methadone for 20 years. Make that make sense.
I don't know who thinks it's stupid or not. I think it's stupid too, but I can't help it. I don't know where I'm going to go. They didn't help me with nothing to eat again. They didn't help me with nothing again.
Who cares?
I don't even know why I bothered, to be fair.
Don't bother. Nobody cares.
I just keep getting on hoping that somebody will help or come across it and be a nice person. That's what I keep hoping. And I just, yeah, I'm an idiot. Lisa RXOOX is Cash App. Cash App, Cash App, Cash App. If anybody can help. 840 people sit there and watch somebody hungry and down to the lowest of the low and just sit there and just whatever. I know what they think. I know what they're thinking. It's not going to happen. It's not. I got shit going around in the background, a job, things like that. It's not going to happen. So get that out of your fucking head right now. It's not. I will go in a ditch, in the woods, and starve before I will do that. Nobody's going to force me to do anything at all. So get it out of your head. If that's what you're hoping, oh, I feel so bad, but I'm not going to help her because of this. Sorry, it's not going to happen. It doesn't need to.
Well, yesterday she said that she was going to go and sit on in some grass and do crack because that's what people wanted. And she's given up. She has no job. She has nothing. No home, no nothing. She said that she left her bag that she spent all night packing to take with her. But we see on the camera, on Nicole's Ring camera, where she only left with a little satchel over her shoulder. So, girl, you said you spent all night packing and the doors were locked. Why didn't you take your belongings with you? You said, girl, stop.
To happen because you don't understand what's going on. Okay? I've been telling you I'm fine. I'm good. But nobody's listening. I need food and somewhere to stay. That's all I need. But no, let's listen to everybody else, right? I don't care anymore. I'm sick of it. Lisa RXOOX, I literally need... Minimally, I need 10 to eat, and what's the Uber? Let me look. I'll show you right now what the Uber is. Hold on a minute. I'm not going to show them because then they'll fucking trash my work. They're rude. But I'm going to look right now and see what it is. Hold on a minute. Thank you, M, for the couple dollars. I'm still... What am I down? What am I down? 24? No, 23. Many hype houses in your phone contacts.
So she was supposed to be at work, hasn't had a bath, hasn't had a shower, same clothes from yesterday, same booger shirt that she's blowing her nose in, but she's going to work, everybody. She's going to work.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Lisa RXOOX. I love when people bust themselves doing shit. They'll literally make a fake page and go talking shit on me. And then it'll pop up that they're in my fucking contacts and it's like busted right there who it is. That's happened many times. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh boy. People just don't know how shit works.
She just got evicted on Tuesday. It was yesterday. She said she slept on the street last night. Yep. She said she slept on the street last night. Not true.
Man. Love it. Lisa RXOOX is the Cash App. Please. I need literally $10. Can I at least get enough to go to work? $10.97 is the Uber to work. I don't know how I'm going to get home, but that's to work. Not eating, not doing anything, but no cigarettes still. But at least I'll be at work. If my dad could drive, he would have came and took me. My dad cannot drive.
Okay,
still.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. 2 cars were at that house, besides Ronnie's broke down car. Your dad drove one, and your brother, who you said doesn't have a license and don't drive, drove the other. You're lying. Your dad and your mom want nothing to do with you. He gave you your mom's phone so you can be able to have contact, but he turned your phone off. He's not paying for you anymore. And I'm sure he's going to come and get your mother's phone or probably turn that off next and get her another phone. Stop lying.
I want him to. And my brother's not going to do anything. Nothing. He literally let the truck sit there and let me miss the clinic because I never arrived.
Well, you also said that your brother would never feed you, but you said your brother ordered hoagie Saturday night and got you a hoagie. So which is it? Your brother doesn't do anything for you? He doesn't? Girl, stop.
Multiple times. He's not a nice person.
But he brought you food Saturday night.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
He doesn't like you. He doesn't like what you've done to his parents. As he's pointing out, you're his stepsister. You're not his father's child. He's pointed that out. He wants nothing to do with you. Jess wants nothing to do with you or your mother. And I'm taking it is because you both were giving Cole Jr. Klonopins. You were giving him drugs. That's why Jess wants nothing to do with you.
I bought that fucking truck.
She bought what? She said she bought that fucking truck. Wait a minute. Listen to this.
I bought that fucking truck.
What did she buy that fucking truck with? What money did Lisa have to buy that truck? Exactly. It's always someone else's fault. And it's sad what drugs do to families, and that's the truth. I've said before that my uncle was an addict. He's been in recovery now over 30 years. But when he was an addict, he was a bad one. A bad one. It took my grandfather dying for him to clean up because he knew he had to be there for his mother. And he has been now he has relapsed, I think twice. But he's been clean now 30 years. 30 years. Hi, ma'am. Good morning. Welcome. And yes, I will have a blessed day. Hi, Sassy Susie.
She maybe help me. It's okay. Thank you.
I need you to call me when you get a chance, woman. I know you've been busy, but I need you to call me.
What happened to the TV?
Amazon's coming on.
Oh. Lisa RXOOX.
Yes, Queen.
Cash App. Lisa RXOOX. Cash App. The PayPals are on the screen. Please send friends and family. Anything helps. Anything. $5, $2, $10, $100. Anything. At this point, it adds up. Somebody sent $2 last night and said, "This is the last that I have." I sent it back to her because I don't like doing that, but she said, "It's the last that I have. I hope a couple other people think like me and send it, and it'll add up." And I just thought, yeah, you're right, but they don't think like that. But I just sent it back to her because $2 wasn't helping anything, and
Hold
I'm
on
not
a
taking her.
second. $2. Hi, Jessica Lynn. Good afternoon. It's morning still for me. So you on the East Coast, good afternoon. Wait a minute, let me get this right. You're saying any amount helps, okay? Let's go back a little bit. Wait a minute. Let's listen to this.
And I just thought, yeah, you're right, but they don't think like that. But I just sent it back to her because $2 wasn't helping anything, and I sent it back to her because I don't like doing that. But
I need to.
Oh, Lisa RXOOX, Cash App. Lisa RXOOX,
Yep, she
Cash
was,
App.
Ghostface.
The PayPals are on the screen. Please send friends and family. Anything helps. Anything. $5, $2, $10, $100. Anything. At this point, it adds up. Somebody sent $2 last night and said, "This is the last that I have." I sent it back to her because I don't like doing that, but she said, "It's the last that I have. I hope a couple other people think like me and send it."
And she's lying. She would never send $2 back to anyone unless they sent it on goods and services and she couldn't get a hold of it. So then she would have to send it back. No one sent her that. She's lying. She wants to manipulate people and make them think if this woman sent me her last $2, well, I'm sure you have $1. On Easter, she was talking about everybody that's at their homes with their families and their money sitting in the bank. This is what she was upset about.
And it'll add
It
up.
up so done. It's not.
I just thought, yeah, you're right, but they don't think like that.
She was so ungrateful to this woman that sent her a pizza. She went up there lying and said she never received it. So the woman put out all of their messages where it shows she asked Lisa, did she receive the pizza? She said, yes, honey, thank you. She goes, I hate to bother you, but do you think that you can send me $10 so I can get smokes? She ordered her a large pizza, 2 large Mountain Dews, and then you had the nerve to ask this woman for $10 for cigarettes. I lost my twin sister due to addiction. Prayers. Oh my God, sweetie, I am so sorry. My condolences. You're looking at Lisa on the screen right now. I want her to show her hands. Do you think this woman is clean? Do you think this woman is clean?
But I just sent it back to her because $2 wasn't helping anything, and I'm not taking her last $2. She said she had it for a drink at work. Go buy your drink, ma'am. Go buy your drink. It's not gonna help me, and just go buy your drink, please.
Yes, it's the same Jessica's Chastain, and Jessica had sent Lisa money before. I don't know if she's still sending her money. I don't know. But they were going off on Jessica in the Discord. And they were doing that like last month sometime. And I think they kicked her out of the Discord. But yes, it's the same Jessica. Same one.
But she's right, though. And it's just, even this guy, he don't know. He said he's not on the internet. He's an older gentleman. And he said, wait a minute. So you have 30,000 people on a couple different pages? If 10 of them sent $1. I'm like,
nobody told her that. That old man didn't tell her that. She keeps using that. She kept saying one of her friends told her if everybody would send 50 cents or even $1, you would get what you need. Nobody is going to support your fucking habit of drugs. Nobody's responsibility to feed you, get you an Uber, make sure you have cigarettes to smoke. Nobody. Your own parents kicked you, got rid of you. Your sisters want nothing to do with you. Your brother wants nothing to do with you. Your grown ass daughters want nothing to do with you. Her daughter is on TikTok making fun of her crackhead mother. She wants nothing to do with her.
I know. They won't, though. Like, I've said that. Nobody understands the logic behind letting somebody suffer that's on here embarrassing themselves, asking for help, please. The only direction that they fucking have. Literally. But it's fine, I guess. Lisa RXOOX is the Cash App. I don't know if I have it written down somewhere. I don't know. Lisa RXOOX. Yeah. Let me check. Lisa RXOOX. Oh, and the Uber, it says 25 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I
understand that, and I'm serious, people used to send her money. CF Queen, I don't know if you know, but this is the woman that killed off her dad 3 or 4 times. She's given her son brain cancer, and he had radiation and chemo treatment. She killed off her imaginary daughter. She hadn't paid her rent for 2+ years, was evicted from the projects. She can't get Section 8 anymore. Hadn't paid her light bill. They turned the power off. She knew she was being evicted. She had roaches all in there and other types of bugs. She had flies flying around her head, and bzz, bzz. She had eggs in her hair, which you know she has lice. This past week, she was sending around messages that her son had OD'd and was on life support, doing all of this to get money for drugs. This last time she killed her father off, she actually went so far as to do an obituary and put it up to try to get money. And some assholes actually sent her money.
I get the money 25 minutes. Damn. This ain't gonna work out, man, at all. This is fucked, dude. Nobody else sent, just M and A. Thank you, A, and thank you, M. I appreciate you guys. I do. I appreciate any attempt to help. I do. Trust me. I'm seeing you guys. I really am, and I'm gonna remember this. Like, for the good. I'm gonna remember that you guys did try to help me.
And then she tries to extort people.
Or did help me, not try.
Yes, okay, you didn't know. Yes. Oh my God, yes. Yes, and then she tries to extort people. Anybody that sent her money before and they're not sending her now, she starts putting out their information, trying to extort and bribe them to send her more. She's sad.
So defeated right now.
Same thing she told to Kim. I'm so defeated. But she said on another, she never reached out to Kim. You said those same words to Kim in that message.
Look at that, D. Look at that. Look at that. There you go. You know? The PayPal's on the screen. Lisa Boo 23X PayPal, or TikTok Lisa R PayPal. TikTok Lisa R PayPal is on and stuff. I was in that earlier. That's fucked. D, you see that? That's what they do, you know?
She leaves the messages there so people can feel bad for her, so they can see what people are saying. They're telling people on her TikTok live, don't send her any money. She's a crackhead. They're telling them that she's lying. And she leaves the messages there so people can feel sorry for her and send money.
Trying to get, you know, people to help if I can. And I have Apple Pay, 412-224-3088, Cash App, Lisa RXOOX, Cash App, and the chimes L Richard with a number 5 at the end. It's all in the pool. Anybody can help. I don't know what to do, guys. I am defeated, and
I feel nothing for her. And she's been doing this for over 3 years.
The lady on the TV starved to death.
For money for different things. Just lie after lie after lie.
Great deal of shock throughout England. Not only do chroniclers notice it, but the king himself is forced to write an open letter in which he explains why he's
Lisa RXOOX. Nothing. Just a couple dollars on Cash App.
Yeah, her dad
Still don't have
gave her his old Apple phone. Because she was didn't tell you. She was actually at a drug dealer's house when she was trying to steal his baggies and trying to get away, and they beat her up and they took her stuff and broke. But her dad gave her his old Apple iPhone to use, and that's all recorded. It's all recorded. It's all recorded. Kim was releasing. So Kim Rhea is on YouTube, and her channel is called, I think it's at Gossip Thoughts. She has all those recordings on her channel. Kim Rhea used to be someone that would help her get money. And Kim Rhea is the woman that gave her over $4,000 this past summer. Because if she wasn't getting it online, Kim Rhea would give her the money. But now she's not giving her money anymore. But she's released calls of Lisa and her son talking about her giving him Klonopins. She's released calls about Lisa's mother and father because she was recording all of these calls that she was having with Lisa. So that's the end of that one. She wasn't it was paused. So, but this is her. Now,
Thank you, Diana.
Now, she's raging.
So I'll go look and get her name. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I just want to make sure I don't block her. Games? Okay. All right. Let's play games. I like the games. Look, I do. Like I said, it's not people that sent to Chime a couple of times. I'm talking about, these people know who I'm talking about. If you don't think I'm talking about you, I'm not. They know who I'm talking about. And they sent it to for rugs. They sent it to the DD a bunch of times. They knew what they were doing. That's who I'm talking about. That's exactly who I'm talking about.
See this?
And I got the proof. So since you don't want to send for me to fucking eat, but you want to send to the DD, it's malicious intent. Now I have malicious intent. Period.
See?
Just wait. I'm getting the screenshots.
People were sending her money and they knew it was for drugs. A lot of people were doing it because they wanted to see her OD. And she has OD. They picked her up on the 302. So now she's telling you, you donated to Chime, knowing I was getting drugs. They were sending money to the dealer whose name was Bliss as Fuck, Diesel this. All those cash apps were her dealer's names. And people, and then she will say, put in the thing in the memo for Lisa. For Lisa.
Right now on my boss's phone. Right now. Oh, a penny. Who sent a penny? Who is this? Kevin Fetter sent a fucking penny for me to
Kevin
eat.
Fetter is? Yeah. That's Britney Spears' ex, okay? These people are using names. It's not a real person, you dumbass.
Yeah. Miss Kim, you're disgusting. You're disgusting. Fuck you. For real. Fuck you, Lisa. Bitch. You're an ignorant fucking bitch, dude. You're another one. Sending fucking money for rugs all the time, but won't help me eat, but you're in the fucking chat? Get the fuck out of here. You're in the chat all day. All day. Ignorant bitch.
This is Lisa.
No, it's not fucking over. I need to get something to eat and I want to get the fuck out of here. How long do I gotta sit here? How long? How many lives do you guys want, huh? Fuck, dude. Okay, I gotta get the watch list, and then I'm coming back and doing what I need to do to get money for food. Just watch this. Lisa Boo, 23X, PayPal, friends and family only, please.
Rita, I'm going to tell you right now, nothing was confirmed about her getting $300 or $100. Not at all. Nothing's confirmed. It was just stated, which wasn't true.
Please, Chime is L Richard with a 5 at the end. Notice that the text now ain't going off, morons. Stop fucking texting it. Stupid ass motherfuckers.
This is Lisa, guys.
Lisa. TikTok, Lisa R. PayPal, friends and family. If you get blocked, do not come crying to me. I don't care. That's it. I got one person I'm unblocking because she sent $1. That is it. That's it. That's all I'm unblocking. Don't say a word to me. Not a fucking word.
Hi, Gwen.
That's Danny. I'm not blocking her. Maddie the baddie. Bye, Maddie the baddie. L Richard 5 is Chime. And 412-224-3088 is PayPal. Or not PayPal, fucking Apple Pay. 412-224-3088. 412-224-3088.
I just wanted to give you guys a piece of
Watch
Lisa
this.
this morning.
Your mother's a total asshole.
Oh, listen to her.
Bye. Think I care? You don't send
That's
shit
my
anyway. You're here
proof.
on a fake text now number texting me. You think I care if you think I'm an asshole? You're an asshole. Because I've been sitting here all fucking day asking for help. So you're an asshole. How about that? I'll take $5. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If
somebody said it in her chat, I went back and looked. Why don't Reaper put up the cash transaction? That's what I want to see. Not what somebody said. I want to see the cash transaction. If it's confirmed, she should have it. That's what we all want to see. Show us the money.
people sent $5 or $1 or any of it, it adds up. But no, they're rude.
You're
I think
rude,
they're better
man.
than fucking somebody, dude. Let me mod this lady real quick. If you do send and you want a mod, let me know, honey. If you send that $5, I'd appreciate it. Honestly.
Now, this is last night. She said she didn't get any.
I have Apple Pay, Chime, and PayPal. It's on the screen. Friends and family, if you send, please. And I have it on this phone, so 1.9K.
Show the proof.
Good, more people for me to fucking block. Yay! Lisa Boo 23X is PayPal, friends and family. What else? Oh, TikTok Lisa R
Making money off
is
that's all she's doing. But not
PayPal, friends and family. And then what else? What else? Oh, Chime. L Richard with a 5 at the end is Chime. LRICHARD, number 5.
Look at her nails. Look at her
Chime.
fingers.
Then we got 412-224-3088 Apple Pay. 412-224-3088 Apple Pay. I'm just blocking them. Yeah.
Black slip all on her fingers.
And I'm glad I get a lot of them out of here because they're always talking shit on the live anyway.
That's it.
412-224-3088. Apple Pay. I don't have any Apple Pay. Nothing on Apple Pay. Whoever just texted that. No, I didn't get anything on Apple Pay. If you want, send the $1.
Look at her fingers.
Give me your TikTok name, honey. And Chime.
Black.
L Richard with a 5. I need $30. If I need to get the hotel, it's almost 9 o'clock and not sleep on the city steps. Fucking, it's $59.99. And trying all day.
She said that a friend of hers that works at Red Roof Inn was going to let her stay there as long as she had the money. She didn't need an ID or a credit card. I said, girl, do you know that those rooms are actually monitored? Girl, nobody's going to lose their job because of you. If your friend was going to let you stay there, she would have put you in a room already without the money. No one is doing that. You need an ID and you need a credit card.
All day. Trying to be nice, trying to talk to people, getting lied to left and right. But that's okay. They can lie. They can dox my numbers, dox my mother, all that shit. It's okay. It's just Lisa. Not a real human.
As do I. Your Majesty.
This is her.
Thank you.
It's not the.
I'm not letting them get me upset. I'm not. Fuck them.
She's a nasty.
412-224-3088 Apple Pay. All the people that sent Apple Pay all that fucking time. I have a job.
You don't have a job.
I'm supposed to be there tomorrow at 8 a.m. and I ain't fucking going now.
Okay, it's your fault.
I ain't going. So that's it. I don't care. I don't care. It's about to go really left.
Okay.
And you fucking people don't care.
Don't
I
care.
have an idea. Your mother's a liar. Learn how to spell liar. Get the fuck. Hold on a minute. Let me block this lady. I can't with her misspell.
This bitch can't even spell herself. If you see the
Got you guys, bro.
Okay.
I got him. I got
He's a
him.
piece of-
Help me get the screenshots. Whoever you text me on this phone, get me the screenshots now. Get them.
Look at her. She's disgusting. So anyway, that's Lisa. But before I go, I wanted to tell you guys about this one story. His name is William Johnson. He's He is an Episcopalian minister, and he's pled guilty to 15 felony charges. William Johnson, who's 38 years old, was arrested in September after he admitted to church leaders that he had hidden a camera in the bathroom meant for volunteers and staff. Johnson allegedly confessed to placing the cameras out after a staffer at 2142 Community Church discovered it. Police say he admitted to using the camera intermittently for the past 2 years, targeting individuals known to use that specific restroom. Johnson faced 15 charges, 1 count of child sexual abuse activity, 2 counts of possessing child sexual abusive material, 7 counts of using a computer to commit a crime, and 1 count of tampering with evidence, 4 counts of surveilling an unclothed person. This is a minister. He's going to be sentenced on May 22nd. A minister, guys, a minister. Why are we surprised? We've got priests, we've got ministers, Boy Scout leaders, U.S. representatives, senators. They all engage in child sex shit. Not all. That's too. But these are the people that we trust our kids with. These are the people we trust our kids with. Why do we trust our kids with these fucking people? Good afternoon, Dreamsicle. Good afternoon. It's just sad. It's sad that you cannot trust your kids with anyone. You just can't. Now we know that I lost my train of thought. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. So if you want to go, it's disgusting. If you want to go and view the Pope, his services are going on now. They have them on CNN. They have it on the Vatican News. They're covering that. Karen Reed is back on trial. This is day 2. I haven't had a chance to listen, but it's day 2 for her retrial. That's going on. And what else? Jose Morales was on trial for Kimberly Sullivan's murder, and he was found guilty. What else was there? There's a video I wanted to show you about Syria. Matter of fact, I'm going to show it to you before I get out of here. I want to show you this. I didn't release it. Okay, so you're watching it from there. This is on IG, and this man is stating that no one is speaking about this. Hold on. I'm gonna share this video with you. Where is it? I have it unlisted, but I'm going to how would I on all right, I'm trying to find it. It's unlisted. Hold on a second. I think it's on my shorts. I'm going to get it real quick. I had to just check something real quick. Let me go to my shorts. I didn't release it because it's kind of controversial. And okay, here it is. I have it. But I want you to see what he says is going on in Syria. And if I'm hit, I'm going to remove it. Well, I'm going to edit it out. But hold on. Let me share my screen. As soon as it pops up, Okay, share. Okay.
Ms. Muhammad, I'm covering my face now because I don't want anyone to see my face, because if they see me, they will kill me. I'm from Syria. I live now in the city of Latakia. Please, please, please. The media is not showing you anything. The terrorists are killing everyone. Children, women, teenagers, old people. Just killing. There is more than 100 bodies in my... There is more than 100 bodies in my village now. Even in the city, they are just taking the children and the women and kill them. I don't know what to do with my mom and my two sisters. Please, you gotta help us. Nobody's talking anything about it. Not the social media or the TV channels. They are all hiding the truth. They are saying that they are killing the resistance, but this is end up 2 days ago. Please, you gotta help us. They have been killing people since 2 days until now. Hundred of bodies are thrown in the street, in the villages, and in the city of Syria. We are not allowed to go out of the house. They just come to the houses, take the people, kill them outside of the house, and take all the phones so nobody record or do anything. Please, you gotta help us. I have two sisters. I have two sisters. I don't know what to do with them. If it's okay for me if I die, but not for my two sisters or my mom. One of them is a teenager. Please, you gotta help us. Nobody's talking anything about it. Human rights, United Nations, anyone, America, anyone, just please help us. When you need to do, you need to do something about it. The social media is not showing anything. Most of my relative people are dead in my village. There is bodies in the street. We are afraid for the little kids. There is nobody left. Like, we are being killed. All of us, all the Alawite and the Christian. For God's sake, if you believe in humanity, if you believe in any religion that you want, just please, you need to save us. You need to do something about this. The TV is not showing anything, not Al Jazeera, not any TV channel. They are all covering what's happening now. Until this moment, there is people coming from another from another cities from Syria, like Idlib and Hama and Homs. They are coming just to kill people. They are still coming until now and killing people randomly. Not women or children or anything. They kill everybody. They are demons. They are not human beings. And nobody is talking anything about it. I don't know what will happen to me in the next hour.
And so when I saw this on IG, I went to take a look at the news. I went to see if anyone was speaking of this and on this, and I didn't see anything about it. I didn't see anything about it. I even typed in Syria, okay? I typed in Syria and I went look. So there is all kind of stuff that's going on in the streets, but there is nothing about this village. 2 days ago, they were saying that they were seizing land that was held in Gaza. They said Congress members pay an unofficial visit to Syria, but again, they're not talking about this. And this was like 11, this one is like 4 days ago, one's like 2 days ago, and nothing. So I don't know, but he sounded really scared. He's worried about his sisters and his mother. And it just, even right now, it sent a chill through me. It sent a chill. So, don't know, but I wanted to share it. It's on my shorts, but I didn't, I have it as unlisted because until I found it was true or not, but I wanted to share it with you. So if you guys hear of anything like that, please, 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 please just let me know, because I can't find anything. I went online to the New York Times to see. I typed it in. I typed it in on YouTube, and nothing came up. But Stephen Stearns went to court, I think yesterday, and he asked for a delay. So I don't know what's going on with that, but he's asking for a delay. But one more thing before I go. Oh, Maddie looks horrible. Update on Maddie. Here is another one. Hold on. Here is Maddie, who we've known on YouTube for years. She and Gerald have a serious habit, and I thought they were ordered to go to rehab. So, but this is how Maddie, there's Maddie. That's the way she used to look. And there's an update on Maddie. Oh, look at her finger. What's the number? Stop, stop. What's the number? Stop, stop. Look at her finger. So she had 12 charges, have been reduced to only 5 open charges. This is Maddie. Oh my God. Look at all of these hypodermic syringes, narcotic and drug-related violations, possession of hypodermic syringes or needles, narcotic and drug-related violations, enter vacant building without written authorization, loiter in a place of illegal occupation with intent to engage. Look at all these charges she had. So now it's just reduced to 5. She looks horrible. Okay, so the charges were now changed to disorderly conduct. Oh my God, Maddie used to be, well, she's still bad, but her finger. Look at this. What the hell happened to her thumb? Anyway, oh, I didn't know you did a live on Maddie once, but if you guys hear anything about what's going on in Syria, please, please, please let me know, because I haven't been able to find anything about it. Okay, so they're both still in jail. And then, I told you yesterday about the candidates for the papacy. So hold on a second. Let me just show you real quick. And then I gotta go. I don't have nothing to do, but I really don't like staying on live that long. Look, here we go.
A new pontiff will begin. Some have already arrived in Rome for the conclave, as it is known, which is steeped in tradition and secrecy. Mark Easton explains.
Conclave, where ritual and art, politics and power come together in total secrecy. The process to decide the next pope will begin in the Sistine Chapel in around 2 weeks' time, beneath Michelangelo's extraordinary ceiling. The doors are locked, communication severed.
Hi, Jean Marie. Hi, sweetie.
And the 135 cardinals under 80 and entitled to vote swear an oath of silence. The first rule of conclave is you do not talk about conclave.
I wonder if I could have a word in private.
Here's the movie.
The Oscar winner.
That's the movie I'm telling you about right there. That's the movie Conclave. And you really need to watch it, because we will be discussing it. Okay?
Progressive ideas, or will more traditional voices hold sway? Among 3 English cardinals with a vote, Vincent Nichols advises to expect the unexpected.
It's always a surprise. While the film The Conclave obviously made great drama of this, it'll be far more an exercise of corporate discernment and trusting
So I just
in
want to
the
get to the
promptings
ones
of
that
this
you're
Holy
looking
Spirit
at.
to give us what we need.
European cardinals used to dominate. Now
Dorit,
they
why are you
represent from
calling
South
me?
America and from Africa. Now in Ghana, Pope since the early days, Peter
Dorit,
Turkson might
why
be
are
the
you
first
calling
black
me?
pope since the early days of Christianity. Many Filipino Catholics will be they hope Peter Turkson might be the first black pope since the early days of Christianity. Many Filipino Catholics will be praying the Archbishop of Manila, Luis Tagle, becomes a rare Asian pope. The Hungarian Peter Erdo is a leading conservative candidate, while
Good.
Italian
We're going to
Pietro
discuss the
Parolin
content.
is seen as more of a continuity
So those
pope.
are the top
What we are
4 that's in the running for the papacy.
praying for is not for an African pope, a black pope, an American pope, an Asian pope. No, we're praying for a good and holy pope.
Cardinals will vote twice a day until one name gets 2/3 of the votes. While it remains undecided, the slips are burned with a chemical to make black smoke. Conclave remains in session until white smoke signals a new pope has been found. Mark Easton, BBC News.
So that's what's going on now. But here is,
Pope Francis
there's
making
our
his
Pope.
way for the last time to St. Peter's Basilica this morning.
They took him to
His
St.
simple
Peter's
wooden
Basilica
coffin
this
open
morning.
and escorted by the papal Swiss Guard. The solemn ceremony began with a brief prayer service at the chapel of Francis's residence, Casa Santa Marta, led by Irish-American Cardinal Kevin Farrell, a former Dallas bishop.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus
Exactly,
Sancti.
Wendy.
Cardinals then joining in the procession as thousands of the faithful gathered. Francis carried the few hundred yards across St. Peter's Square, then up the Basilica steps. Inside, Cardinal Farrell sprinkled holy water over the Pope's body, a reminder of baptism.
Pope Francis's body has now been moved into St. Peter's Basilica behind me. He will lie in rest there until Saturday's funeral. And from today, people will have a chance to pay their respects as he lies there.
One man from Mexico said walking inside gave him goosebumps. Alex Learns was visiting from Atlanta.
It's such a surreal place, and it's very holy, and seeing the body and just remembering everything that he stood for is very important.
I think a beautiful thing about Francis's legacy is that his last public speech is that he called for peace. He constantly spoke for peace. I think he famously said, I think in war, everyone loses.
Pope Francis has asked to scale back some features of his funeral compared to previous popes. For example, the open wooden casket, but perhaps most notably, his decision to be buried not here in the Vatican, but in a smaller church in Rome, the first pope in more than a century to do so. Patrick Reeville, ABC News, Vatican City.
So, Pope services are Saturday. So, okay, wanted you guys to see that. So I will be watching, I'm going to be watching because at a certain time, the black smoke is going to go up. But 2 weeks after he is buried, or 2 weeks after his services, the conclave is going to meet and the voting starts. Again, all of the cardinals are sequestered. They can't talk to each other. There's a force field around, so they take their phones and everything. No communication with the outside world at all is allowed. And so we're going to watch and see how this goes. I do, Wendy, I feel the same way you do. As long as they're reformer instead of traditionalist, I'm good. I'm the same way. They need to go ahead and make him a saint now. Ooh. Did they make John Paul a saint? Because I know they did a vote on it. I need to look. But anyway, guys, have a great day. I appreciate every one of you being here. I really, really, really do. And I'm going to get out of here. And, Dorit just called me to tell me that she called Israel and they haven't heard of anything going on in Syria. And she said that they would be the first to know. And I told her the video was released on Monday. It's not an old video. And she says, well, then it's being very hush-hush. and she doesn't understand why Israel will cover it. So Dorit has family still in Israel. She has cousins still there, and they talk all the time. So we will see what's going on. You guys have a great day. I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye, guys.